Hey comic book fans, welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0, and fans, you're back with me, Mike Spider Slayer, getting ready to do that all-important comic book review so you, the fans, can make a decision on what comic books to buy. And today, guys, we're talking about, that's right, Astonishing Ant-Man issue number 6. As you guys can see that here. I was actually going to drop this book because I was so tired of the actual whole hench app thing. I was like, where are they going with this? How long are you going to draw this out where you have this bad guy that creates this application that has supervillains that face a hero? And it just kept on being the same thing over and over and over again. So when I heard Cassie was in this and me and my friends on Comic Frontline were talking about it, I was like, all right, I'm going to give it another try. Let's see how this book turns out. So this book is written by Nick Spencer, and the artwork in the book is done by Anapola Martello. The artwork is good. Colors are good. I like everything that goes on in this book as well. It's great. Great facial expressions by Cassie's mom in here. There's a lot of paneling in this book because there's a lot of information that Nick Spencer provides for its readers, which I think is very imperative for readers that don't know Cassie Lang's past. I love the colors in here. It fits the tone of the book. It's just a good-looking book overall, Is it the best artwork I've ever seen? Personally, no, I don't think so, but it does do the job here. So, great stuff. Not a lot of action in this book, a lot of story, but it's good because it progresses the story finally. So, what was this story about, and will I be continuing it going forward? Well, first off, in the last issue, we wound up seeing Cassie Lang, who's Scott Lang's daughter, actually fill out an application for the Hench app. And this application belongs to the character gnome of Power Broker. Okay, and so what happens here is right away, Cassie goes into narration, and she just, goes into narration and talks to the reader about where she's come from, who her father is, how he died, he came back to life, she died, and how all of a sudden she needed a heart transplant. She's got nobody. She has no powers right now. She doesn't seem to have any friends because all her friends were back in New York and she lives in Miami. So she does a great job at explaining to the reader of what was going on in her life. And so what happens after she gets into a fight with a couple of girls who were making fun of her, her mom winds up actually grounding her. But nevertheless, the book continues to go into Cassie Lang's past, and we have Katie Bishop that shows up, and they were all on the team together of the Young Avengers. And that's told to the reader as well, in case you don't know this back history. And we find out that Katie Bishop is doing a mission, and what happens is Cassie winds up spying on her, and she winds up confessing to Katie, saying, you know what, I miss being a hero, and it's hard to transition. And if you're a fan of this character, you gotta feel for her because you're used to her being this superhero, and pretty much she's been put in a role in the comic books as just a normal kid. And that's how Cassie feels in the actual comic book. And Katie's sitting there going, you know what, why don't you slow down? She's like, take this as a vacation and and be a normal person. She's like, I don't know how I would be a normal person. I would love to do that every once in a while. But Cassie's kind of tired of the whole thing. So what she does is she has an idea to try to be a superhero again. You find out a reason why she fills out that application. And she winds up meeting with Power Broker here. And her thoughts of the whole thing was, hey, you know what? I'll fill out this Hench app, and I will take down Power Broker myself, and I will now have superpowers again and be a hero. So great thinking. But when Power Broker actually accepts her application, he's already on top of all this stuff. He's like, I know who you are. I know you're a former Young Avenger. You don't think I would think of these things? But he gives her something in return to make her want to be a super villain. And when you read it, you'll find out for yourself. And it was really cool. Just the entire story and how he kind of persuades her to be, I guess, a villain, but I don't think she'll, really be a villain, but to work with Power Broker here. And by the time you wind up getting to the end of this book, you're finding out, oh, what is she going to look like? What's the costume going to be? What is she going to call herself? Well, if you don't want to see this ending spoiled, please just come to the end of this video. So here we go. So right away, she keeps pretty much all the powers that she's had in the past. She uses the pin particles because it's on her demands. And she winds up becoming the next Stinger. And I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. So I thought that was really neat. And it kind of stays true to her character and the powers that she had in the past and everything else. So I got to imagine that real fans of Cassie Lang got to be happy here. This was a very well-written book. Probably the best issue that Nick Spencer has written since the introduction to Ant-Man in this series. But overall, I think this is my favorite issue so far because it just went into so much depth of the character here. If you never knew Cassie Lang, you know who she is and where she came from now. And I can really appreciate that. Also, you can really feel her pain on what she's going through as her being once a hero and wanting to be a hero once again. I thought that was very emotional. And you can see she's going through tough times with her dad and dealing with her dad's situation and how he constantly lies to her. And she's got all these mixed emotions. And it was nice seeing a reunion with Katie Bishop and Cassie Lang as well, as they were best friends. So there was a lot of good moments here. It left a great cliffhanger as you get to see her as this new villain and what she's going to do next and what's going to go forward in the long term. I don't know. We'll see. But this was a really great read and a really character building type of issue, which this series really need to jump forward. Because honestly, again, I was really bored with the whole situation and what was going on. I didn't see there was a point to the whole hench application, but now it was all leading up into this point, and now the story finally progresses and goes forward, and it keeps my pull. So I will be continuing to read Astonishing Ant-Man, and after reading this book, I got to give this one a 5 out of 5 stars. It was really well done and really well written by Nick Spencer. Probably going to be one of the best comics of the week. It's going to be close. We'll find out and we'll see. So guys, in the comments below, tell me what you thought of the Astonishing Ant-Man issue number 6. Are you a Cassie fan? Are you happy to see her back as some kind of hero or villain or whatever it was? And again, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this review, and as always, thank you for watching Comic Book Corner 2.0. Don't forget to check out my spin-off channel, Comic Book Corner Old School, and don't forget to check out my group channel, Comic Frontline. And again, fans, this is Mike Spider Slayer signing off, and thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Bye.